You think you know all about the Egyptian pyramids, right? The Great Pyramid of Giza, the Sphinx. But what if I told you the most important pyramid of all is one you've probably never heard of? It's not golden, it's not smooth, and it holds secrets that completely changed the course of human history. This is the story of the very first pyramid ever built, the Step Pyramid of Djoser. It's a tale of a revolutionary architect, a pharaoh with a god complex, and a structure so audacious it was considered a stairway to the heavens. But hidden beneath its stone steps lies a labyrinth of tunnels and chambers, and a mystery that has puzzled archaeologists for centuries. What was so special about this pharaoh that he deserved a monument that would defy eternity? And what dark secrets were buried with him deep beneath the desert sands? Stick around, because we're about to journey back 4,700 years to uncover the birth of the pyramids. And trust me, the truth is far more incredible than you can imagine. Before the pyramids, Egyptian pharaohs were buried in rather modest, flat-topped mud brick structures called They were impressive for their time, but they were, well, flat. They didn't exactly scream, "I am a living god, bow before me." Djoser was ambitious, and he wasn't content with just another mud brick box. But he needed a genius to make his dream a reality. Enter Imhotep. If there was ever a real-life Tony Stark of the ancient world, it was this guy. He wasn't just an architect. He was a physician, an engineer, a high priest, and the pharaoh's most trusted advisor. Djoser gave Imhotep a simple, yet impossible task. Build me a tomb that will never be forgotten. Imhotep started with a traditional mastaba. But he didn't use mud. He used something new, something permanent: stone. This was a game changer. Building with precisely cut limestone blocks was a monumental leap in technology. But Imhotep wasn't satisfied with just a stone mastaba. He looked at the flat roof and had a revolutionary idea. What if he built another, slightly smaller mastaba on top of the first one, and then another on top of that, and another? The result was the world's first skyscraper, a 200-foot-tall stone mountain that dominated the landscape. This wasn't just a tomb anymore. It was a statement. It was a physical representation of a stairway leading the pharaoh's soul directly to the sun god. For the first time, a pharaoh's final resting place wasn't just on the earth, it was reaching for the heavens. But the real marvel isn't just what you can see on the outside. The true secrets of Djoser's pyramid lie hidden deep underground. Beneath the pyramid, Imhotep engineered a subterranean world that is mind-boggling in its complexity. We're talking about a shaft that plunges nearly 100 feet straight down into the bedrock. At the bottom lies the pharaoh's burial chamber, encased in granite. But that's just the beginning. Branching off from this central shaft is a dizzying network of tunnels and galleries, stretching for over 3.5 miles. It's an underground labyrinth. Archaeologists exploring these tunnels have found storerooms filled with thousands of stone vessels, some inscribed with the names of pharaohs who lived centuries before Djoser. Why were these ancient artifacts buried here? Was Djoser a collector? Or was there a more profound, ritualistic reason for hoarding the legacy of his ancestors? And the decorations. Oh, the decorations. In some of these underground chambers, the walls are lined with stunning blue faience tiles, designed to mimic the reed mats of the royal palace. Imagine, deep underground, in total darkness, rooms that shimmered with an ethereal blue-green light. These blue chambers are unique to Djoser's pyramid. They were meant to be a magical, eternal version of his earthly home, a place where his spirit could reside in comfort for all time. One panel even shows the pharaoh running a ritual race, forever frozen in stone, ensuring his eternal vigor and kingship. Along with all the provisions for the pharaoh, archaeologists found the remains of other people, not just one or two, but thousands of human bones. Who were these people? Were they relatives of the pharaoh, servants? Or were they something far more sinister, human sacrifices intended to serve the king in the afterlife? The sheer number of remains is staggering and has led to intense debate. While later dynasties moved away from this practice, the evidence here suggests a brutal reality to securing the pharaoh's eternal comfort. The Step Pyramid wasn't a standalone structure. Imhotep designed an entire funerary complex around it, a city for the dead. This massive 37-acre site was enclosed by a 10-meter-high limestone wall, stretching for over a mile. The wall itself was a work of art, with a distinctive palace facade pattern and 14 mock gateways. Only one gateway was real, leading visitors into a breathtaking colonnaded entrance. Imagine walking through that single, narrow entrance. You'd emerge into a long hall lined with 40 towering limestone columns, carved to look like bundles of reeds. It's the earliest known example of monumental stone columns in the world. This hall was designed to be a transitional space, leading from the world of the living to the sacred space of the divine king. Beyond the entrance hall was a huge open courtyard known as the Hebsed Court. This is where the spirit of the pharaoh would eternally perform a special jubilee festival to magically rejuvenate his powers. The court is lined with dummy chapels and temples, solid structures that served a purely spiritual purpose. It was a perfect, unchanging copy of Egypt, created for a single resident, the spirit of the deified king Djoser. So, where is Djoser? You'd think that with all this effort, the king's mummy would be safe and sound in his granite burial chamber. Well, here's the final twist in the tale. When modern archaeologists finally managed to enter the burial chamber, they found it had been robbed in antiquity. The massive granite plug that was supposed to seal the chamber had been smashed, and the king's treasures were gone. But what about the king himself? Amidst the rubble, they found fragments of a mummy, a foot, a piece of a shoulder, a few vertebrae. Carbon dating suggests that these mummified remains might actually belong to a person who lived centuries after Djoser. The mystery deepens when you consider the sheer number of tunnels. Some archaeologists theorize that the labyrinth wasn't just for storage, but was an intentional security system. Perhaps the real burial chamber was never the obvious one at the bottom of the main shaft. What if Imhotep, the genius architect, created a series of decoys, and the true resting place of Djoser is still sealed? hidden somewhere within that 3.5-mile network of tunnels that remains largely unexplored. It's a tantalizing possibility, a secret chamber, untouched for 4,700 years, containing the man who kicked off the greatest building frenzy in human history. Without Djoser's ambition and Imhotep's genius, there would be no pyramids at Giza, no Tutankhamun's treasure, and our understanding of ancient Egypt would be completely different. It represents a turning point in human consciousness. The moment we decided we could build for eternity, that we could create structures that could rival the mountains and touch the gods. The next time you see a picture of a pyramid, remember this one. The original, the game changer. The stairway to heaven that still holds its secrets, deep beneath the sands of Saqqara. What do you think? Is Djoser's body still hidden in a secret chamber? Or was it lost to history forever? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the past, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our next adventure. See you next time.